Hello, I'm Kyle and Loxton, joined by Kyle, and you're now listening to the SoulInsights Podcast. Let it rain, be the forecast. C&K coming through with a new broadcast. UK raised at a show on the dog tag. Everything changed, but we always stay on track. Straight face in the place, yeah, I'm on that. Every week a new episode on tap. Same phase, new pace, better contact. Social, SoulInsights Index, we follow that. Follow that. Follow that.
Hello.
Oh, howdy.
How's it going?
How's it diddly squatting?
How's it didgeridoo dandery do then?
Well, we're going to take it down a tone. This episode, we're going to chill out.
What's the
Been a couple of
name?
weeks, hasn't it?
What's the name of the topic?
Introspection. Another one of them.
Part 2.
Yep. We didn't actually do part 1 with you, so banter.
So, yeah. Well, no,
so
I was here.
Delve into your mind.
I was behind the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes a difference, doesn't that? Right, yeah, let's just go.
Well, we could catch up, mate. Been a couple of weeks. Should be back to normal again, to be fair.
What's actually happened? Football, I can't remember what the last thing I said was. Yeah, I'm still KO'd. We got spanked one match, and then we won our next match. But bear in mind, I'm not playing, so no jokes. I've never actually won a game with that club. One game left, which is Sunday just gone from when this comes out, and we're probably going to get spanked again. Faithful,
Exactly. Love the red arse.
And I'll probably be playing Saturday football next season as well, which is fucking jokes. And
Both days?
I can barely get through a Sunday, let alone a Saturday and a Sunday. So, yeah, that's me. I think that's it. Might have been something else.
You said something was banter?
Yeah, that. The fact that I've been asked to play for a second fucking club.
Yeah, banter.
Someone that's good enough. Amazing.
Commitment.
Even though I'm injured all the time.
Yep.
You? Anything?
Existing.
You've existed for the last 2 weeks, and that's about it.
Yep. Yes.
Sound. That's all you need sometimes, isn't it? Just
well, like I said,
part of the void.
It's quite hard to say, to be fair, on pod. But yeah, life's just life. So
yeah, banter mode.
Hopefully, expect to see some bitey little videos appearing soon. Barn sessions.
Oh yeah, music videos.
Right in a madness at the minute.
Probably take fucking ages for us to actually release them, but
yeah, the video shouldn't be too crazy quality. To be fair, it's just a case of getting some thoughts and music out there again.
Apart from one of them, will take fucking ages.
And then we're going back to some club bangers. To be fair, so that would be the more random stuff would push. But these barn sessions are just fun little side projects, which might actually generate something. Who knows? But it's more of a case of just doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Banter.
Sound. Right. Song.
Yeah.
Music recommendation.
Music recommendations going on the SI Pod playlist on Spotify. Ryan Trey, Ruin My Life. I've been spamming this artist past couple of weeks. The project I'd recommend off it is a 64 East Saga.
I don't even know what it is.
So cool. Give it off. Fans of Bryson Tiller would probably like him.
No, I'll probably
my personal thing. But yeah, I quite like him. It's just a random artist I've discovered recently.
Sound.
And I quite like listening to him. We got a couple albums that we looked into that we'll do some album recommendations, isn't it? We'll probably do maybe a monthly thing because it looks like it might be quite a busy couple months.
Just however often they come out, really, and whenever.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like we really plan.
If it's actually planned, it depends if the artist actually plans a release or just decides to drop it.
Yeah. So it'll just be whenever we have one we want to do.
Yes.
So right. Game. Game is Squad. No, because I did that last week, didn't I?
Bang you.
Or the week before. Game is Squad Busters, which is a phone game actually by Supercell, the same people who make Clash Clans.
Suck.
Exactly. I don't really. It's kind of like Brawl Stars if you ever played that from Supercell. I think it's 5v5. There's a 10-player match. You got to collect gems or some shit and hold on to them, and people have got to try and obviously steal them from you. There's characters from all of the Supercell games, so Clash Clans, Brawl Stars, Heyday, Clash Royale, and Boom Beach. So it's a nice little mixture of things. So it's expected the 29th of May, but there's a current sign-up where if you sign up for it, you can get rewards in other games.
Clash Clans.
So, yeah.
So that's why you signed up?
Yeah, that's why
God's like.
Plus, it's a new game, so it's interesting to check it out.
If only you could see your playtime with Clash Clans. We haven't said this on pod.
You know,
ever since, back in school?
Yeah, it'll be 2013.
Years.
2013, so it'll be 11 years.
10 minutes.
It'll be tens of thousands of hours.
Commitment.
Yeah, tens
Ladies
of thousands. Right, TV is Knuckles, which I saw is either out today or tomorrow. 26th or 27th is out. I couldn't really exactly decide when it was out, but obviously Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Random little Knuckles mini series, so that might be quite interesting to check out.
Not as good as the film, though. Obviously, it's not as big a character. See?
No, but it'd still be jokes, I think. Film, you said about... What did you say about?
Don't know.
Good.
What film?
You
said Strangers.
No, you sent something to me earlier, and I was like, yeah, sound, but I got a different one that I need to say.
Deadpool Wolverine.
No.
In a Violent Nature.
No.
That's
in the Lands of Saints and Sinners.
Oh, yeah.
The Liam Neeson thing.
New to Netflix.
But the film I found is called... Oh, it's the year. This might be old, I don't know. It's called Hanky Panky.
That's what it is in the title?
A man and his best friend, who is a talking napkin, must save the world from an evil top hat and also learn to love.
What?
It's got 85% Rotten Tomatoes.
Do you know they're making a Monopoly film, and it's the people that made Saltburn, I think.
Fucking.
Do you know how weird that's going to be?
Shit.
It's going to be like that, isn't it?
Shite.
A man with a napkin saving a top hat, or whatever.
Pretty much like a Minecraft film, just pointless.
What? So rogue.
Well, there you go.
Life,
that's those. So, what's next? Life is what's next.
Yeah. No, there's a couple other films coming out in May. It's actually just keep an eye on what's coming out. I'm pretty sure the biggest film might be that Deadpool Wolverine, because the trailer looked...
It broke records on the trailer for
the
amount of views or something. It's beaten every Marvel film combined or something or other. So,
which we'll probably see, isn't it?
Yeah,
so I got told to see it
at the time.
Yes. Cocktail.
Cool.
The cocktail is this time mojito. So box standard. Let's have a look. So mix this classic cocktail for a party using fresh mint, white rum, sugar, zesty lime, and cooling soda water. Play with the quantities to suit your taste. Ingredients: juice of 1 lime, 1 teaspoon granulated sugar, small handful mint leaves, 60 milliliters white rum, soda water to taste. And then basically just muddle it all together. Lime juice, sugar, mint leaves. Use the end of a rolling pin for this. Pour into a tall glass and add a handful of ice. Pour over the rum, stirring with a long-handled. Top up with soda water, garnish with mint and serve. So it's like muddle it and then just put the stuff in it.
Sound.
What do you think?
It just tasted like liquid.
Is it?
I wouldn't say it tastes like mint.
Oh, it tastes a bit like mojito, to be fair.
It tastes like liquid.
Everything's liquid.
Mojito is banging though.
Yeah. Normally it has a strong essence of mint and lime, isn't it?
Yeah, because you have like mint leaves and shit in there.
Actually, yeah, if you actually have the leaves and the fruit, then it kind of gives off the flavour, doesn't it? Rather than artificial shit. So yeah.
Right, book.
Easy enough. Dictionary of Scorsese, Chapter 4, Faces in the Crowd, Catching Glimpses of Humanity from a Distance. And the word is Wytai.
Wytai.
Wytai. A feature of modern civilization that suddenly strikes you as absurd and grotesque. From pets and milk drinking to organ transplants, life insurance and fiction, part of a rich legacy of absurdity that dates all the way back to the moment our ancestors first hauled themselves out of the slime, but could not for the life of them remember what they got up to do.
These words never make any sense to me.
So it's basically what we think's normal. It strikes you as absurd, so it's like why we need to get life insurance.
Oh,
you know, you're just preparing for your death. It's a bit absurd, isn't it?
Banter.
It's like when you die and you book your gravestone slot in the graveyard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like booking a hotel on Booking.com. Is it the same sort of?
Like your will and
see
all
whether
that.
you can check the calendar, see if we can fit you in. It's random. You know what I mean? It's preparing for the morbid, which obviously it will eventually happen, and you have to prepare for it. Like organ transplant, it's a bit absurd, isn't it? When you die, someone's just stealing your heart, but it's helping other people out. But if you think of it, it's a bit random. Drinking milk, what is that about? You know what I mean?
Drinking anything, drinking water.
Living, what's that about?
Yeah, exactly. It's all a waste of time, isn't it?
What do you think is absurd that's actually normal in today's civilization?
Existence. No,
other than that.
No, because if you say what's absurd about today's civilization, it makes a whole fucking shit show of everything. Like,
but is that bottom line the absurdity? is your perspective on it?
The entire world has gone to shit. That's my outlook on life at the moment. Care to elaborate? Or we're just leaving it like that, bottom line? The way people act.
Cut and call it.
People thinking they're something when they're not, and, you know. That's as deep as I'm going
absurd,
into that, because it's absurd for somebody to think they're a fucking toaster or something.
Right.
The only toaster I want in my bath is a real one.
A bath with it? No, the only thing you want is a toaster in a bath.
Well, no, because if somebody identifies as a toaster, I don't want them in the bath, because that's not kill me, is it?
Oh, right.
Banter. Right.
Electrifying performance art. Main topic, introspective.
Going on to something that's hopefully a bit lighter,
needs to be a bit more humble and chill.
Yeah, probably not. I'll probably be morbid as shit, won't it? Right, we've got a few questions, so we'll just answer them as we can, and probably never have a fucking clue what I'm going to say about anything.
Before we start, do you think that it is healthy for you to have these sessions? Be introspective at times, self-reflective? You know,
I don't know. I suppose it can be. It's kind of like a therapy session, isn't it?
Therapy session. Yeah.
But then it depends if you've just let all the demons out and now you're just thinking, what's the point even more?
I remember getting told one, say if you were to have certain talking therapies, if you're not ready to talk about something, but the therapist is delving into it, it's opening a Pandora's box. So sometimes talking about it can make it worse because you're not ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting point.
Yeah, but it does.
You know what I mean? It helps to talk about it, but sometimes if you're not necessarily ready to tackle certain areas of it, but the therapist still runs with it, it can do more harm than good, I guess, initially.
Imagine you got bummed by somebody and then there's people trying to talk to you about it. It's like, mate, I don't want to talk about it.
And until you're ready to talk about it, isn't it? But someone's trying to pry open it, it's just like, it could do more harm, you know what I mean? So,
but then sometimes I suppose you can say with like suicide, you have to talk about it there and then because obviously the outcome's going to be negative to most people.
Exactly. Just don't.
Right. What worries you most about the future? I'll reword it. What worries me most about the future?
Yeah.
It's like I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. Possibly the outcome of the future. Ultimately, what do you think?
So the not knowing, I'm going to say, which is kind of goes a bit similar.
Yeah, I guess you're fearing the unknown in a way.
Not knowing the outcome, not knowing what's going to happen, kind of thing.
But I've had it recently, I guess, where it's more worried about. So you go off and do something, it's all done. Then what? So I've already thought of the ending before I've even started my initial change in something.
Yeah, you've already thought of it. It's not a good way to look at it, is it?
So it's like, why don't you just live in the moment?
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But when's that? Because it's already passed, and I'm just sat back where I started. So that's the thing that worries me. It's like you're too forward thinking.
Right.
You know, you've already looked at the conclusion before the prediction's even made. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I just think
where's the method, you know?
Not knowing. You don't know where you're going to be in a year's time, and it might all go to shit. Huh?
Does that worry you?
I don't know. I wouldn't say anything necessarily worries me other than the fact that it's like, I don't know. Yeah, because then it comes down to like anxiety and shit, doesn't it?
But the future, so it's like, say, start a family? You don't want to do that? There's loads of aspects, I guess, of future, isn't it?
Well,
what do you think is your future?
What worries me about the future? Accidentally getting someone pregnant. There you go.
Yeah, okay. That is a mad worry, isn't it? Just getting a call up from somewhere across the world. Actually, you got a child. I mean, Carl Jr. in Brazil somewhere. All right. Sam.
Banging.
John Wicket.
Yeah, exactly. Kid's going to grow up to be a drug lord.
So, So I guess what worries you most about the future is what you might end up being in the future.
Unknown.
You don't particularly know.
It's just the unknown.
Because you haven't necessarily, there's no steps in place now to give you a direction in the future. It doesn't really matter.
I have no idea what's
even
happening.
Living in the moment, mate.
I don't even know what's happening tomorrow. So how am I supposed to know what's happening next year or in 5 years? Where do you plan on being in 5 years? I don't know, because I don't even know where I plan on being tomorrow.
But then do you necessarily, how far do you think considers future? Do you necessarily need to plan for the future like in 5 years' time?
No, I'd say is the next 12 months. That's
just
like
enjoy
the biggest thing, because that's the time frame where you can plan like holidays.
Yeah,
and
you
like
got your physical health
normal,
to some
like
point for you.
Yeah, I'm always injured.
Because you never know, in 5 years something mad could happen that could heavily restrict.
You could end up paralysed or something.
Yeah. So you don't need to think too far in the future.
Whereas now you can be like, right, in the next year I'm going to go fucking skydiving. I want to go and visit this place, and I want to
change up career or something.
Yeah,
or
I want to start church or gym
or
some shit like that. Like
small things.
Yeah,
that might trigger a big thing.
Where you don't have to be like, in 5 years' time, I want to be at the gym.
Have a house and all those big things, isn't it?
In 5 years, I want to be at the gym. Great, you could do that tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You got to actually set some sort of realistic things, isn't it? Okay, what are you doing about the things that matter most in your life? So, I guess start off. What matters most in your life to you? People, memories, hobbies, music.
I'm not particularly sentimental or anything about anything, so I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah, but surely something means more to you than something else because you choose to do it. You know what I mean? Someone has got a gun to your head saying you're going to have to do this, is it? You could get up out of bed and do something that you want to do.
So, yeah, football always comes in. Literally, that is like the one constant at the moment, I'm going to say. Whereas I know that I'm doing that, and obviously I help out quite a lot with it and all that sort of thing.
So what you're doing about it is they've asked you to play Saturday. So you actually put an effort into it for it to be identified. You know what I mean? Recognised.
So, yeah, putting in the effort to actually better myself.
Yeah, 'cause you care about it.
In that thing.
Yes.
PlayStation.
Exactly.
Going out your way to get platinum trophies.
Yeah, doing what are you doing about the things that matter most? Just taking action on it. So what are you doing about the things is actually you're doing the thing, not just talking about it. As well,
you're actually proceeding to do the thing and try and better yourself with it.
Experienced.
I'm not one for getting deep with like this sort of shit. So
that's what we're doing. They're delving behind this brick wall.
Yeah, but my answers aren't going to be like, family.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Banter.
Yeah. That's what you, isn't it? Yeah. Just actually taking action on the things that matter most as well. And considering people that mean a lot as well.
See, I fucking hate people, so.
Or your family. Good.
Well, they fall into the people category, I guess.
But matter most is kind of like personal achievement. You know what I mean? You feel like you've achieved something.
You're not here to please other people.
Yourself.
You're here to please yourself.
Which hopefully will be recognised in people who care about me and I care about them. To make them proud. You know what I mean?
You ain't making anyone proud.
I can't make myself proud. It's quite hard to. So it makes me proud, making other people proud.
Maybe your standards need to drop a bit.
Fuck that. Then if we drop the standards, we drop the work quality.
Have you done anything lately that's worth remembering?
Yes. Actually.
So is this worth remembering?
Lately,
worth remembering to you, or that's going to be worth remembering for other people?
I've done anything lately that's worth remembering. To me, definitely. Say past. I mean, even when we've done the travelling, what's that? Past 3 years now. That's a lot of memories made in that. I ain't gonna lie. Just you could picking out the travelling that we've done and starting a podcast, just doing projects together. You know, mad memories to be fair. And then you can use them to just go towards bigger and better stuff each time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I remember when we went to that place. Remember when we did this thing?
Yeah, and you learned from that place as well, wouldn't it? Like all of those. You technically could say lately, if you class lately as like the past 3 years, lately as in the past year, could probably do a lot of writing, music, you know what I mean? That'll always stay there. Worth remembering, yeah, probably that.
Yeah, I'll probably say the same thing. Actually going out and doing stuff.
Making memories.
Experiencing new things and seeing new places and shit like that. And
yeah, that's definitely worth remembering. Because that's the whole point of why we carry on.
Whereas for other people, I don't think they could give a fuck. Like, what's the worst thing when somebody comes back from a holiday? When they tell you about it and start showing pictures and shit. And look at this, look, I'm on a beach.
Some people generally are quite interested. They ask me what I've done. I tell them. They always want me to find out. Not necessarily out of politeness.
Compared to what we do, compared to what other people do when they go on holiday and they tell you about it. To us, it's not interesting, is it? Fair play if that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
But like, you went and sat on a beach for a week.
Nothing wrong with it.
In an all-inclusive holiday.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, no, there isn't. But for us, it's a bit boring.
Yeah, the minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah.
Fast forward like 50 years, and I can see myself at 77 years old, sat
endless
on a beach,
cocktails, isn't it?
Sat on a nude beach, wrinkled up, and looking at the
salami on show,
the pifting 80-year-old ladies walking past, their tits touching the floor.
Yeah. What have you?
My tits touching the floor. Yeah,
I would say anything done. Yeah, worth remembering. It's a lot, to be fair. Worth remembering. know what I mean? Skills we've acquired.
Yeah, we've done.
Definitely
We've done a fucking.
It's worth remembering because that's going to help. We've done a lot. Yeah, grown a lot, I guess, from that. But what do you need to change about yourself?
Everything.
Excluding everything. The word everything.
Nothing.
Fair enough.
I'm perfect. I need to become less injury prone to existence.
Stop being a little bitch. Nah, joking.
No, in a way, yeah.
Joking.
In a way, stop being a little bitch.
No, because you just
stop like letting things get to me and like the whole, I'm gonna say, anxiety kind of thing, the worry sort of side of things. Become more confident is what I need to do.
What in yourself?
Football in general, about just like doing stuff and like talking to people and that sort of thing. But football's helped a lot, to be fair. It comes back to football all the time. Where obviously when we started, I was vice captain in the team, and it kind of got taken away from me, but I said I don't know about doing this really because I'm too quiet and that. But then it got better, but I need to still carry on with that. So confidence is the one thing I would change.
But I guess at least you know what area can bring you out of yourself a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably quite good that you identified with it. So you just keep working on it, and eventually, you'll
get to a point where you want it to be.
You keep getting more and more. It's like a skill anyway, isn't it? The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So I guess now you know, you've actually found something you enjoy doing. Initially, you get that energy that you just want to keep trying at it, and it brings you, what I mean? It gets you more confident anyway, especially when you have a win. You're not getting 9-0 loss. You keep that motivation, isn't it?
No, it's 9-1.
It's your team, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like if you created something, it doesn't matter if you lost, it's doing something.
It's going to play football.
So. Exactly.
There's other things about it instead of just winning. So anyway, it's not a football chat, is it?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If that's mainly the route of where you would go to each time, it doesn't matter, does it? Talking about it.
What do you need to change?
Other than everything, is it?
Yeah, other than everything. You can't use everything.
Need to change. Don't know. Maybe less of the self-hatred. Or the high expectations. You know what I mean? Change that.
Yeah, but then do you want to change high expectations?
To the point where if there's things you can't necessarily change
where
yourself.
Where it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just be a bit more realistic with your goals sometimes. Accept the fact that some things can't be changed as well. You can't just change it yourself either.
Why not?
You know what I mean? Sometimes if you need help, you need help. I think so. So, and then change, I guess, is identify what triggers your periods where you do just fall into a deep depression. Yeah. Can't be asked to do anything. See what actually triggers that. Because, it's a bit mad.
Right. When all is said and done, what will you have said more than you've done?
Banging question. I
have no fucking clue.
What would I have said?
I don't even know how to answer this.
I always get called that I'm quiet, so my actions say bits, to be fair. So I probably wouldn't say anything because I can't be asked to talk. You?
Same answer, to be honest. Yeah.
I'd rather do shit. You know what I mean? What's the point of talking? Remember someone saying to me, it's like, talking's free though. So it's like, yeah, but what you're talking is pointless, mate.
Yeah, but it's
waste of breath.
It's using up oxygen. It's using up more oxygen than you were.
Damn. Yeah, I know. I don't know what would be said more than I've done. Unless you're counting like lyrics and like load of notes as my speech. But I normally just do stuff. I don't necessarily talk about it.
It's aimed towards more people that say they're going to do something and don't.
Which can be quite relatable to a lot of people.
I'm going to go and do this, but then they don't do anything.
Yeah, later, and it's kind of like
they're still in the same place as they were, and they've not even made any steps to try and do it.
So how do you think you could change that? Just create more, like you said, smaller, more realistic goals that eventually build up to maybe something bigger.
Yeah, things that are actually realistic to you. You're clearly saying stuff that you don't want to do because if you did, you'd do them.
Yeah.
Like, so do things where you might, like, I'm going to go shopping today.
What's more banter, I guess, when we go travelling, it says what we're going to do. We're going to go to Italy. What you can do, jump off a bridge, bungee jumping. They probably look at you like you're joking. Then literally the next day is a video of you just doing it. It's like, well, I didn't say I'm going to do it.
I said it to the football people and they were like, thinking I was joking. And then I sent the video and they were like, oh, you actually did.
But what's
jump
a cool
off the bridge.
feeling is you get the reputation to the point where that's expected. You're going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's got to the point where I've said it in the office or whatever, and it's kind of like, to be fair, I would be more shocked if you just did nothing on your holiday. You know what I mean? It's got to the point where it's like, I'm surprised you don't get like, in trouble or whatever. Like random stuff happens. I said, well, it is what it is, isn't it? If you know, you know. Like Chicago.
Yeah.
If you know what you like, isn't it? It's just, I think it's better. Your reputation kind of speaks for you.
It's banter, isn't it?
It's just like, that's Chiron. He just does what he wants. Banter. I don't necessarily need to talk then, because then if you know what I do, you know it's jokes. Write about a time when your work felt real, necessary, and satisfying to you, whether the work was paid or unpaid, professional or domestic, physical or mental.
So, football. So, when I was reading through the questions earlier, this is what made me think football's going to be...
You do put work into it, though, the admin
related.
side as well, wouldn't it?
It's the effort. So, there's been times where it's felt like nobody fucking tries, and there's been there's been like 3 or 4 people in the entire team that would put the effort in, me being one of them, and you feel like you're working for nothing because you're putting in all this fucking effort. You could be 8-0 down. You still put in the fucking effort.
And you're still getting paid as well, isn't it?
Try not to make it so bad.
Yeah.
Getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like part of a passion project as well, isn't it? So say you generally enjoy it, you get frustrated other people not on similar wavelengths, isn't it? Where it's kind of like, if people were a bit more switched on to the way how things would be done, a lot more things would be done, sort of thing, isn't it? Rather than, like you said, if people just can't be asked, it's just like, am I just carrying the weight of,
So then, let's say committee-wise for the club, it's been difficult trying to get people to do stuff sometimes, and then stuff doesn't get done, and all of a sudden everything falls on one person
take action
to get them done.
For the benefit of the club, or just like some players? Like if they actually wanted to say something that could actually benefit the club as a whole?
No, so this is literally like a group of people that run the club, and there's people that have got these roles, that have taken on these roles, that still don't do them, kind of thing. And it makes it awkward for a select couple people where they have to pick up the slack of others.
So that's felt real for you.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's a realisation for you where other people have different work mentalities to you, isn't it?
Or they don't have a work mentality. They literally don't. They're just not bothered about it, even though their name's on it, but they know somebody else will pick up slack, because I'll put in the effort because shit has to get done.
Yeah.
Like at my actual job, I could do 3 times more work than somebody else, and they're getting paid the same amount as me. It's a bit of a fucking joke, and I do think, why do I bother? Why don't I just like slow down, chill out? But then my mindset is, I can't
work ethic.
I can't live with myself if I'm not doing all I can, even if it is some shit mediocre
good,
job.
though, to be honest,
you've got to put the effort in.
Yeah.
Because then when you're doing
but
something,
that will reflect on other parts of you. As soon as you slow that down, you might slow down in other areas, isn't it? And then you just become more lazy in general.
But when you're doing something, when you end up doing something you actually want, or if you end up doing something you actually want, then you've got the work ethic that you can put into it to make it work.
You've got the passion to want to do it, enthusiasm and stuff, isn't it?
Whereas if you're just some absolute tarred vegetable that sits on the sofa when you get home and your name's bloody Abraham.
Shout out Abrahams.
There's one specific one where their life seems like it's pointless. Like,
well, then maybe they might be happy in themselves. Though you never know.
No, I don't see that as a person ever could be. But anyway, you
work felt real. Well, I guess the music's always
it's your writing,
real.
Probably,
to be fair, yeah, I've classed that as
real
work.
music. Enough real music.
Yeah, definitely real and necessary and satisfying. Satisfying, I guess, more relieved. Sometimes you can get certain thoughts out. Satisfying is probably when you have people listening to it and choosing to. You're not necessarily telling them to listen to it. Like you actually see them on playlists or people sending you messages. That's well satisfying, to be fair. The fact that you can make something relatable for other people. So that's what I'll just keep doing, because I use that energy to put it back into the work, isn't it? Just to create more stuff. It's like a little cycle, but it's a decent cycle. And then physical or mental is just literally the work that you put in to help that. I guess the running, isn't it? The sports that you end up doing, isn't it? I guess like snowboarding, surfing.
Yeah.
Sports that, like you're saying with you at the football, I guess, if you're putting yourself into a sport that you enjoy, you're going to make the effort to attend it. You're going to make the effort to put all you can mentally and physically into it to exhaust yourself, to be honest, because you're enjoying that. You know what I mean?
Well,
you invest your time and energy into it.
When I injured myself, when I tore my calf, I carried on playing for about half an hour.
Dedication.
Because I was like, I ain't no pussy ass bitch. I ain't going on.
Dumb.
Like, I'm carrying on, and I really shouldn't have. I wish I didn't, but that's not in my mindset. It's just that I have to carry on playing. Unless I can't like stand up, I literally can't move, then it's different. But I could get up and I could run still, so I was like, fuck it.
So do you think it is like important for some people to find not necessarily work, but something that they do just feel real doing it? You know what I mean? It generally is your genuine self doing that. You can't talk yourself out of it. There's no mask that you're wearing doing it. Say if it's you at football, people might witness a different version of you.
Yeah,
you know, than just your day to day, because you know you have to put on. Even then, when
you end up doing the mundane shit, you've got something to be happy about. So then it can but it can transfer the effort into other things as well.
Yeah,
you're really happy at football. You're happy putting the effort in, and because it's made you happy, when you turn up to work, even if you don't necessarily like your job, you're in a mindset where you're actually happy, so you get on with things better, and you might put more effort into it because you're like, oh yeah,
exactly.
I'm in a good mindset
fizzles out
anyway.
As the week goes on, isn't it? Until the next weekend.
Well, yeah. But
no, yeah. If you do something that makes you feel good, it kind of stays with you for a bit, doesn't it? The energy, to be fair. Even after a run, to be honest, you feel good afterwards. You do feel good for the rest of the evening.
All that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Make a list of everything that inspires you, whether books, websites, quotes, people, paintings, stores, or stars in the sky.
What inspires you? Basically, all of that inspires me.
I asked you first.
I'm quite an observant person, to be fair. So, not necessarily observant to the point where I'm people watching. You just try and take in as much as you're seeing, to be fair, isn't it? You just take in your surroundings, your environment, all that. And I think all of that just inspires. That's what inspired out in the trees. Literally walking through the woods, isn't it? Even nothing going on in front of you, but still inspiring. You know what I mean? Because nature's banging.
Fair enough.
Speaking of that is Into the Wild. Banging film. And book, to be fair. But I think other forms of art I really like. So after watching Breaking Bad, that's really inspired me. I'd love to write something similar. You know, like write your own world that people can get immersed in. A storyline that people get like really invested in. All these different character roles and branches, isn't it? Sub-branches. I think that's well creative. And like, I don't know. I just think that's, anything creative. I feel like I could respect it and then get inspired from it in my own way. And then put your own take on it.
Fair enough.
Always have an open mind to stuff. Especially creativity. What about you? What inspires you?
Nothing, to be honest.
Oh, did you get inspired from any
joke.
Like programs you watch?
Nothing. No.
Straight face tapes.
I can't think of anything that would necessarily inspire me. To go and like do something or like want to do something. I don't really know. The only thing, again, is football that I can think of. You watch football, you see other people playing, and you're like, oh shit, I'd like to go and do that. So maybe it's the sports side of things.
What about travel and stuff? Something inspires you to go travelling? Because you did say the other day you're keen to get away.
Yeah, I know, but that's more of just
escapism.
I don't like. It's a random thing. Like shit just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't see something online and I'm inspired to suddenly go to that place.
Right, yeah.
It'll just be like, I don't know, fucking.
Someone asks you to go and then you go.
Italy. I've not seen Italy before. Let's just go. I'm not like inspired by the Colosseum or.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking Trafalgar fountains or whatever the fuck they're called.
What about people? Does any people inspire you? Obviously, you hate people.
Yeah, exactly.
Celebrities. Fellaini inspired you.
Farrell and Mulaney. He inspired the shirt, the number on my shirt. Actually, he did. So again, it come down to sports stuff. That's it, really. I wouldn't necessarily say anything to do with like films and shit like that. But I feel I inspire myself. There you go. That's the best thing to say.
Great.
Knowing what I can do in myself makes me happier and makes me think, do you know what? I can push myself to do more.
Fair enough. You're inspired by your previous actions, you could do, isn't it? You know where you've started and you know where you've come from to the point where you are now is still inspiring in itself to motivate you to keep going, isn't it?
Where'd you come from?
Technically. Yeah, Can't I, Joe?
Where'd you go?
Yeah, that's fair enough. That could already inspire me. That motivates, like you say, look when you started doing it all and look how much you've progressed on the skill as well, isn't it? Even like Logic, when I first had it, it looked like, damn, am I meant to... I mean, imagine you've like a movie maker, what was it? Vegas.
It was Sony Vegas to start with, yeah.
How overwhelming it does
you look at it,
you're
just like, the fuck.
But then you can get inspired from looking at it now, where you could know certain features which would have been mind-boggling to begin with. So yeah, I think it was always inspired, to be fair. Festivals, definitely. That's what inspired the whole music. Just seeing it, it's like I want to create my own vibe and just get people rowdy.
Get lit.
Yes. Are you practicing enough self-care?
Football. It's literally the word that I need to say. So you're doing that, and I'm doing that, and it pleases me. It makes me happier. So I suppose that's self-care in a way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that makes you happy. Yeah,
doing the gym, but I fucked myself for that. So I'll get back in there soon. That's probably about it, to be honest. I probably could do more because I will sit at home like an absolute vegetable.
But then binge watching programs could technically be a form of self-care. I think we said this last time at one point in the pod, where you enjoy doing it. It doesn't necessarily have to be active, or you achieve. You know what I mean? You are achieving the end of the program.
So watching stuff, playing games like PlayStation now.
Downtime stuff. You
going
know what I mean?
Like puzzles. Obviously, I used to do a lot of puzzles kind of things. Yeah. So it's keeping yourself occupied to a point where you're not thinking the inevitable.
I remember someone said on TikTok where they were getting like a load of abuse because they had like a games collection or like a little figurine collection or something, and it's just like getting called sad or whatever. But it's like what people do in their own time, downtime. If they have like a job and they funded a living, you know what I mean? Like, who gives?
Thing is,
let them live, man.
The people that are taking the piss out of somebody for collecting little figures, are probably the kind of people that go on holiday to go and collect women.
Right.
Put in a weird way, but that go like on holiday and like scalps. All they've got on their mind is to go and like talk to girls, and that's it.
It's different interests, isn't it?
To a lot of people, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to go and find the attention of some random.
People live different lives, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, imagine if everyone did something like that. Just, what is that existence? So
exactly. You want to collect stamps? You collect stamps.
Go
for it.
It's like
you do you.
If you funded your own living, isn't it, and you're just chilling, you know what I mean? Happens, I've died.
My friends died.
Then it doesn't matter what you do in your free time. You know what I mean? Don't have to go and like do these crazy.
Yeah, but again, who cares about pleasing other people? Fuck other
please
people.
Yourself. And the
pleasure
people
yourself.
Yeah, but then you obviously please yourself and the people you care about, and then be considerate to others, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly.
You don't necessarily be so arrogant that you kind of just like fuck everyone and just sit in a corner.
Although at the same time, fuck everyone. Let's go sit in a corner. Right.
But I said self-care is just that. Probably self-care is doing, same as you, doing the things I enjoy doing. Do meditations in the morning to get your mind set.
Fuck that.
Prepare, 15 minutes. You just like literally just zonk out and just chill out. But I could literally do a one of those retreats and just stare at a wall for probably 5 hours with like a monk next to me or something. I'd love that too. I could literally tune myself right out of my body, to be fair.
But again, I'd sit there and just pointlessly blanket the TV with a show on for that kind of thing. So
and then PlayStation, isn't it? That's my version, isn't it? But
different forms of meditation.
Exercise, you know what I mean? That's for the physical self-care. You just keep yourself fit and healthy to pursue it.
Yeah.
Preferably at the core. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily look at trying to get like hench or anything. It's just like overall fitness. So stuff like snowboarding and surfing's like
your
full
stamina
body,
kind of like
stamina, definitely. Just cardio. Because anything that I like doing in your day to day, which hopefully might be a future lifestyle, would be quite active. So you don't necessarily need to be like massive and strong in a way. You just need to just be athletic. You know, just get an athletic build and just be healthy enough and active enough just 24 hours in the day.
To carry on.
Yes. That's self-care.
Right. How do you approach and navigate through uncertainty or moments of self-doubt in your thinking?
Navigate through uncertainty. Again, it's probably just listening to music as well, actually, rather than making it. I could help navigate. So if you've got quite a loud mind, I've got certain bands which I go to that tone me down a bit.
Right.
The other way, to be fair, if you wanted to get rage out, you can go exercise and put loud music on, a Tyro playlist. You get it's a way of venting through it, isn't it? Like, uncertainty, I guess self-doubt could be motivational stuff as well, you know what I mean? Like listening to NF gets rid of that because you talk about it, and ultimately talking about it kind of gets rid of it at the same time. You don't necessarily leave it building up.
Yeah, unless you take the words too personally and then you've made yourself worse. But
is that giving yourself self-doubt, or is other people making you doubt yourself? I wouldn't let other people necessarily make me doubt myself. It's more me being harsh on myself, like inner critic, like high expectations. Just like, do you really think this is a good idea? You're not good enough at doing it, or what are you doing this?
It's more like, something's made you anxious. How do you get out of it? How do you get through
spiral
it?
into it?
Like how do you make sure that it doesn't get worse?
Yeah,
is the way I've read that question. So you could say, music, doing something that you want to do. So the whole exercise thing as well, games, anything like that, or it's the whole plan something out so that I can get through it logically.
Yeah. I think in the long term, I guess it's how to approach is how to identify what might trigger that anxiety. Certain things.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually
deep level of it. Yeah.
Or if you feel it coming up, you know you can get yourself out of it straight away.
So that way is navigate through it. You know how to cope with it if it were to happen, which is again is good. But I guess it's more like in the long run.
You want to make sure it doesn't happen.
For me would be to identify what it is that caused it in the first place, because sometimes it can just happen unannounced. You know, but it could be a build up of things that's happened, and then this one little triggers, based like building blocks. Sometimes is what I've had to speak recently, where something major or something small might have just triggered something that's had a backlog of stuff that's all resurfaced.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It frustrates me then. It's like, why do I feel like this? I shouldn't feel so intensely about something small that's just happened, but it's been a backlog of bullshit in my mind. So it's a way of identifying the triggers and tackling it. Yeah, I guess fair enough. It could be open to a lot of things, I reckon.
Yeah, it depends how you take the question, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. There's only a couple more left now, isn't there? 3 more questions?
Yeah.
How do you contribute to your community or the world around you through your actions and behaviours?
So, football. I told you football would be everything. So, our whole club was built on the foundation of involving the community, and you don't have to be this Ronaldo or Messi or Vidic or Fellaini.
Do you like people?
Join. So
you care about people, see?
No, that's
part of football that helps people with their confidence.
It's just the club's ethos.
Ability.
It's definitely not my sort of thing.
Join or you don't, who gives a fuck. That's Kyles, isn't it?
But
I still play football.
Anybody and everybody can join. So a lot of people have played for other clubs and felt like outcasts, kind of thing. So they've joined ours, and then they're like happier in themselves because we actually want people to get involved. And even if you're shit at football, you can still turn up and like play and stuff like that.
You just get talked about on this podcast of being shit. No matter, does it?
No, I said even if you are shit at football. I'm not saying anybody is, although there definitely are some. But
exactly. Is it?
Ashley Payne.
No, Ashley be banging it. I need to join football too. I need to join yours. Yeah, I definitely need to do it.
So yeah, that's my way of contributing to my community, I'm going to say. And that's, I mean, it's through actions, isn't it?
And this podcast, to be fair.
Yeah, all the
people
that hear about us saying we want to kill ourselves.
Yeah, you didn't even just like we're providing some source of content to people, isn't it? It's kind of contributing to community, whether it's useful or it's just helping. Probably it's just a conversation in the ears, isn't it? Sometimes I quite like podcasts where it doesn't necessarily need to be.
You're just chatting shit, and
you might just be doing your job, like gardening, or just doing your day-to-day stuff, and it's like it's having the radio on. Some people just chatting on the radio. Sometimes you hear some of the games that they say on like Radio 1 and that. It's like something to pass the time. You know what I mean? It's just conversation in the ears. You feel comfortable.
How do you contribute then, other than podcast?
Yeah, other than the podcast with you,
music and that, I suppose, again, isn't that?
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, contributing to it is just having music available, isn't it? All platforms, you know what I mean? But
check the description down below.
Yeah, definitely through that, and then possibly in speaking like that, hopefully providing like a positive outlook on things through negative things. I guess it's just being positive for it is inspiring others to maybe do it as well. Maybe even start music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do it, whatever. You know what I mean? I started with the music thing with my own knowledge, just self-taught things. You know what I mean? Just start with nothing sort of vibe, and then you just saved up and got stuff, and then you just keep working on it. And like with anything, the more you do it, the more hours you put into it, the better and more familiar you become with things, and then you can add more and more to it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
It's the commitment. Hopefully you find the initial motivation to actually start it, which obviously is a long journey, but the whole point of it is the journey, isn't it? With the logic vibes.
It's the journey, not destination.
Yeah, you learn so much. The amount of people like
Ultra 85 vibes.
Even through the music, even travelling, body of community thing, mentioning it seems like a pretty interesting conversation for me to get all interesting connections that might lead to something else creative. It's like a bunch of creatives meeting other creatives, because you're helping each other out, isn't it? You're all kind of just in the same boat.
So we said it's about a journey and not destination. You said travelling. That definitely ain't the case.
What a journey?
Fuck the journey on
I
travelling.
love the journey, especially Morocco, wasn't it? That was a beautiful journey.
20 odd hours and planes and buses and fucking
Virgin Atlantic Heg Rest.
Shit. Exactly. But yeah.
Oh, one of the friends, she recently went to Vegas. I was going to ask her about the Virgin Atlantic Head Rest. She flew with Virgin Atlantic. I had to get her back on the pod. She wants to come back on, actually. Previous person on the pod.
May as well, eventually. Right. What types of environments or atmospheres do you feel most comfortable and at ease in?
Types of environments or atmospheres? It's probably quite a lot of mixtures, to be fair. There was an environment, a festival environment, I really liked, because it's people just being themselves. There's no one's really judging anyone there. You might have your own clique of friends, but then you do get other groups. We've had previous experiences where, say if you've gone to a hostel, there's other travel-minded people. I feel comfortable in that because it's like-minded. Well, to me, like-minded people that just want to check out something, or they might have appeared solo, so they might want to just tag along and just see what the vibe's like with you. You know what I mean? Just friendly, open, innocent vibes.
Jolly.
Yeah. Just wanted to create memories, isn't it? And then it's if you feel most comfortable, I guess your confidence goes up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you're happy with your surroundings, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously music. Type of atmosphere, isn't it? A creative headspace. I feel most comfortable and at ease in because I feel like I can be myself. I don't necessarily need someone else to talk back at me. I'm just talking certain things out loud to a microphone, to a beat. I feel at ease doing that.
Fair enough.
What about you? Football?
My two kind of contradict each other, yeah. So football would be one, although you're standing on the pitch waiting for the whistle to go, like to start the match. You just stand there and just shitting it, just like, fucking hell, here we fucking go again. Like, really, like, anxiety's through the roof kind of thing. The whistle goes,
flushes
and the
out.
Ball move, like you see the ball first move, and all of a sudden it's so calm. Like, I know, right? Give me 5 minutes, and I'll fucking break someone's leg. Like, I'm gonna fucking crunch someone.
You say that because it's just before. Say if I went on stage, backstage is similar to that. As soon as you step out, it's gone.
You're shitting yourself for the situation that is ahead, but then all of a sudden the situation begins,
flushes out your system,
and it's like, oh,
yeah,
here we go. I'm in this.
Insane.
I'm good for this. Yeah. And the other one is just chilling on your own. To be honest, just be it no people around. Just you're there. You're doing what you want to do, and other people aren't bothering you with anything.
Exactly.
So I'm not one for being in groups of people or anything like that, which is why it's funny that with me saying football, because obviously
involves people. It has to involve people
a lot
in order
of
for your
people,
match to be continued.
Yeah, you're like, well, in our case, 11 people, and there's no fucking subs or anything.
So you need the thing you hate in order to do the thing you love.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but that's quite good in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, you need the yin and yang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just have all good, can you? Otherwise, you wouldn't appreciate the good if you don't have the shit.
The good and bad go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, what was it? The only reason we appreciate the sun is because of the rain. I can't remember what it was.
There's loads of things.
It was a lyric.
Do, yeah.
It was a lyric that I heard the other day from someone.
Well, imagine if everything was just good. It'd be well boring. How would you know if something's bad?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Because you wouldn't have anything to compare it to.
No. Oh, it's not even necessarily bad.
Appreciate,
just not ideal.
You wouldn't notice anything.
You say sun and rain. The rain's not necessarily bad, because it's got its own positives about it. It's just more miserable,
isn't it?
It's just there's certain stuff you can't necessarily do when it is raining, or
vice
versa as well. Yeah, you can't always do all the stuff when it's too sunny. Yeah,
you need a bit of rain for the things to grow. You know what I mean? How creepy, what's it called? Cliche, cringy. Need the rain for things to grow. Shut up, mate. But
end it.
Yeah, I think that's like you said, environments like that. It's mad that you say that it flushes out your system like that. It generally is, like on stage like that. As soon as you hear the backing track, it's like, let's fucking go. And then obviously, imagine it might be similar to you. Say if you score a goal, that feeling, isn't it? Because it's like the energy from everyone else happy for you and that.
I know that feeling because I've scored a goal. Yeah, but it's funny because when I scored, I just stood there. I was like, what do I do now? And everybody's like, fucking celebrate.
You just stand there.
I just stood there.
You need to get a sock and just fly in the winds like a wind sock.
Doubt I'll ever fucking score again. So.
But imagine the feeling would be We'd have to give it a go, because I'd feel like you'd be at ease, like even videoing as well, isn't it? Depending on you know what you're videoing. I guess you know me, because you know the standards of banter, isn't it? I don't know if you did a video project for someone else you didn't know, do you feel like you'd have to meet up to their standard, or you just be like, you're just doing it on my terms, fuck you, if you don't like it?
Yeah, but then you can be a fucking nightmare when we're filming as well.
What all these different things?
Different things saying, and it's fucking hell, and then it's like, right, we filmed it fucking 19 times. Yeah, let's make sure we film it 30 times.
Do you reckon it would feel quite cool? So if we managed to go on stage and there was a half decent crowd, say like a couple hundred people in a room, and they're all getting rowdy to the music, like they're actually feeling the energy, and you a cameraman, do you reckon you'd feel quite comfortable there?
I'd fucking hate it to start with.
I think we'd banter.
I'd hate
you'd just be filming me, it was jokes, isn't it?
But again, the situation of getting into the situation, so waiting to actually go and do it, I'd be shitting it, and then I'll say I'll probably be alright when it actually begins, when you'd be performing and I'd then be
you'd
filming.
Just be walking, filming me, and they're falling off the stage. Like,
I'm not necessarily paying attention to what else is going on.
Yeah.
I'm in the zone. I'm thinking about having to do a
job. Yeah.
Which is football. I'm thinking about having to play football, having to actually do the shift.
Exactly. It'd be like the music, not fucking up the lyrics, isn't it? You're focused on doing that rather than the whole setting that you find yourself in. Because you're only seeing kind of like the front row of people because the lights are in your face. So you're just like, well, I'm just focused on the lyrics because one, of being a rapper, you've got like fucking load to remember. So you're kind of locked in doing that. So even if you were on stage, I probably wouldn't even notice you there because I'm too in tune with me trying not to fuck up what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then as you get more and more into it, you become a bit more like maybe showboaty, and you know what I mean? You get a bit more confident in yourself and things. So it's kind of like, okay, I've done this song like 50 million times. I'd like to think that it's solid in my head. You know what I mean? So you could still have times where you forget the lyrics. Imagine Logic, like.
Yeah, but that's why you obviously take stuff out as well.
Exactly. Have a breather as well. Yeah, exactly. Practice.
Right.
Last question, is it?
Yeah.
Which specific activities, hobbies, or interests are you naturally drawn to? So obviously all of the above, what we've just said, to be fair.
Football and gaming are going to be my two that I'm going to say.
Naturally drawn to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you don't feel that you're forced to pick up the controller or go outside putting the kit on for football, is it? Yeah. You actually naturally want to do it.
Not necessarily football, but let's say sport and exercise. So I'm happy to go and do like any of it kind of thing. If you're being active, then it's obviously decent. I'm happy just to piss off on a bike or something and go.
What about learning a skill as well, wouldn't it? You're naturally drawn to that?
No, I
don't think so. I probably told you, isn't it? I mean, I forced you to do diving and snowboarding, wouldn't it?
Again, it's different. It's going and doing something where I don't feel confident doing it. When you get there and start doing it, it's fine. But it's the whole initial going to do it. Whereas football, I'd happily just literally pick up a football and go and play.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Or gaming as well is the equivalent. And then fucking gym and stuff like that. You'd happily I'd literally straight away just go and do it. I wouldn't even need to think about it necessarily. Just you start it instantly. So yeah, that's mine.
That's fair enough. I think it's like just all of what I've mentioned. So again, I imagine it's music, gaming. I do quite like the idea of constantly learning as well, though. There's always like something there to be better at.
Yeah.
Or you can build on yourself and have all these combination of skills or qualities that you can kind of eventually inspire another generation of people or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just keep it all for yourself for your own gain. Technically, in some way you do, but I'd quite like to show it later on in life as well, and possibly like inspire.
So other people can take something from it.
There's like, this was my take on my life sort of thing. It's kind of like use whatever information and incorporate it in yours. Don't know. So I say, naturally drawn to is that. Keep going back to music. I think that'd be a lifelong thing, to be fair.
Yeah, musical, like that kind of thing.
Even if physical health goes, I just still don't necessarily need a load of physical health to do that. So it's kind of like, as long as your brain stays intact, it's kind of just like, music's sick. The creativity spark will never dwindle.
Yeah.
Banging.
Sound. Right, that was Introspection. Is that the right
word? Fun, to be fair. Yeah, introspective,
cool. Introspective.
I'd say bottom line is it's healthy to every now and then reflect on yourself, isn't it? And hype yourself up again. Sometimes you could fall into your own mind.
Yeah.
And it's not great. So there we go.
Cool. Right.
It's good to get you talking about it as well. Normally sometimes you say, what's the point in life?
I said a lot of that, but...
Yeah. I'll try and break you down slowly. And you have to do some of these every now and then. I've got 3 quotes that we could do as well. Right. Should we end it on that?
Go on then.
Or should we do new music? We're just keeping the vibe at the minute, 'cause then we can go back to jokes, can't we?
Yeah, just...
Okay, so these are 3 quotes. I thought it was quite a cool link to it. So this is from Christina Baldwin. Writing bridges the inner and outer worlds and connects the paths of action and reflection. I mean, it's more for me, I guess. That is.
Yeah, I'm not going to... goes over my head.
But it's a way of... You're writing what you think for other people. You know, it's my way of probably speaking to you, isn't it? I could write something, then you read it, and it's kind of like my inner thoughts are now outer, isn't it? It's now part of the world that I've put it into. Another quote, Carl R. Rogers, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change.
Yeah, so I'm going to go like AA. You have to admit you've got a problem before you can do anything about it.
AA?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, right. I thought it was like the car breakdown.
It's like the first thing that came to my mind. Once you've admitted you've got a problem,
then you can look at ways of changing it, isn't it?
You can then do something about moving forward.
Some people can live in denial, though, isn't it? I think I've witnessed that. Not necessarily
but it's not
problems,
healthy.
But you know that there's something there, but you keep saying no. You keep trying to find ways to distract yourself, isn't it? But you got to find a way that accept that some things are the way they are for you, isn't it? Like the way how you think or act. You kind of got to like be happy in yourself. Then you can find ways to change. So it's kind of like even suicide awareness and things, isn't it? You've got to recognize the problem and see it's strong enough for you to seek the help to find the change, isn't it? It's to accept the fact that you need someone else's help. You can't deal with it yourself, isn't it? So it's kind of like you accept the fact that you do that. And the last quote is Pema Chodron, I think. The most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently.
It's kind of the same as the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to...
So be more kind to yourself. Self-love, you know what I mean?
Don't be a twat.
But be more honest and gentle on yourself. Don't break yourself down into the point where you're spiteful and just ignorant to everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
To the point where then you're open to ideas of change. At least ideas of change. Whether you want to take action on it's up to you, and because it is you.
Yeah, but at least you can hear it out.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a mindset that you want to take that information. You don't just backhand it. You just like, fuck off, don't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? I know I'm chill with myself. It's just like, well, I'm just trying to help, mate.
Sound. Right.
Solid.
New music.
New music. We should have done it over the past 2 weeks, but I've only just done the ones that came out today on the 26th.
Fuck the last week.
I don't even know. I think it was dead.
No. So Logic, 40 Forever, and Suicide Boys. The something about roses and dust on a shelf.
Okay.
I can't remember what the fuck the song was called because it's such a long title.
But that's another.
They're the two.
Okay, link into Introspection. I'm going to go on to that. That's such a cool song title. Are you going to see the rose in the vase or the dust on the shelf?
That's the one.
What would you see? You'll see the dust on the table.
You dickhead.
No, because it says, feel like I'm just collecting dust on the shelf.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the title.
I think it's time to bid farewell. Yeah, you're going to see the rose in the vase or the dust on the table. You're the dust on the table.
There's cool lyrics in that song.
I'd see the rose in the vase, to be fair. But like, would you either see something beautiful or would you see the shit? Isn't it? You either see the beautiful thing like this, the glass on the table. If obviously the rose, like, do you appreciate what's good or bad?
Well, like when we were in Italy and the bin men were going around because there was a pile of shit on the floor. That's what I saw, the shit. So, right, anyway.
It's like glass half full, glass half empty mindset in there. I thought it was a cool title. But, okay, going back to music. Chatter, Sacrifice and Sabotage, I Am Sue, In Sue Time, Party Next Door for P4.
That's the albums.
Singles, Machiavelli God, Hell Valley Skytree.x, I Am Jake Hill, Last Laugh, Mark Battles, Tory Lane's Pull Up, Savage Gasp, YouGov HB, Pretty Girls Haunt Me, H, Famous Girl, 21 Pilots, Backslide, and then YNG Martyr, Token, Melancholy Dreams.
There's a few other like Tyrone playlist type ones. So
check out Tyrone Playlist Weekly,
playlist,
on Spotify.
Right, project of the last 2 weeks.
Ciao.
Yeah, same.
Sacrifice and Sabotage.
Single of the last 2 weeks.
Suicide Boys.
So Suicide Boys, the Rose thing.
Yeah.
And Logic, 40 Forever. So I've got to go for the two.
Yeah, I'd say so as well, yeah.
Right. Jokes and facts.
There we go, snap out of it now. But, and we're back in the room. Back to Kyle's shit jokes.
Cost me £1. Yes, £1 English to put air in my tyres. Used to be 20p. Suppose that's inflation for you.
Fuck.
I told somebody at work and she was wetting herself when I said it. Right. It takes around 3,000 cows to supply enough leather for a full season's worth of NFL footballs.
Damn.
So those cows didn't die in vain.
Actually,
they also
spiral train.
Some juicy steaks.
Damn.